You know what? I want to start with this question of unelected judges because there are strong feelings on both sides, as they say. Here, number six is the United States Attorney General Pam Bondi on Fox News, I believe, denouncing unelected judges and their rulings on immigration policy. Please roll number six.
Our lawyers are working on this. We will answer appropriately, but what I will tell you is this judge has no right to ask those questions. You have one unelected federal judge trying to control foreign policies, trying to control the Alien Enemies Act, which they have no business presiding over. And there are 261 reasons why Americans are safer now. That's because those people are out of this country. The judge had no business, no power to do what he did. And Will, he came in on an emergency basis on a Saturday with very, very short notice, if any, to our attorney to run in the courtroom. You know, and this has been a pattern with these liberal judges. You just spoke about that. It's been a pattern with what they've been doing. This judge had no right to do that. They're meddling in foreign affairs. They're meddling in our government. And the question should be, why is a judge trying to protect terrorists who have invaded our country over American citizens? You know, TDA is a terrorist organization. They are organized. They have a government structure within them. They are sending money not only throughout this country to each other, but back to Venezuela. They are a terrorist organization, and we are not going to have that in our country. We are going to deport them, and we're going to continue to deport them. We will honor what the court says, but we will appeal, and we will continue to fight terrorists within our country, Will. Not going to stop, and we're going to get them out of here.
I don't mean to make light of the situation. There are tons of important substantive issues here, but the intensity of that appearance, just like Stephen Miller and Caroline Levitt, like all of them are so intense on this issue. Maybe that's their style in general, I suppose. But Kristen, again, there's legal issues, there's political issues, there's all sorts of things here. What's your general view of where we are in this battle between the administration and the courts on the question of deportations?
Well, aside from the Attorney General, her remarks, I think it was also really telling to see the president's interview yesterday. I believe he did a number of them, but basically was saying, we're not going to overstep the court. So they definitely are setting, while they're intense on the issue, I think the president himself signaled, hey, we're going to respect the court's role where it is. But, at the same time, there are judges that overstep, but we've seen it through the, last 3 decades, especially. You've seen that around the country. I think this will all work itself out and land in the right place, whether it has to go through a number of different courts and land. But ultimately, I think there were two things I take away from the entire conversation. One is the intensity on the issue is purposeful, and it is, one of the number one issues that voters took to the ballot box with them in November. And so the administration is signaling that they are taking swift action, committed to this, and putting American citizens above, terrorist or cartel organizations. But then two, the president's remarks were really telling to me as well that, hey, look, we're doing this the right way. Tune out the noise. We're not going to overstep the court. This is going to all be done the right way because these criminals are invading our country.
Alex, the administration seems, again, intense about it, but they seem to like both the substance and the politics of this. Am I reading that correctly?
Yeah, so I think the politics works for them. They believe the politics works for them in a couple of different ways. One, they think immigration is an issue that helped them win the election, and they feel like it's an issue that they are on the right side of voters with. And secondly, going after judges and going after the legal system, broadly speaking, has helped Trump in the past. He's been doing it for the last 4 years, and they believe that going after judges as somehow standing in Trump's way on anything has served them well in the past.
Again, there's so many cross-cutting issues here. Kristen, do the Democrats have anything politically advantageous to say on these issues? Because it seems like the administration is siding against activist judges and against people in the country illegally accused of violence. It seems like a hard place for the Democrats to play.
Yeah, and I understand that the Democrats are getting pulled to their base to fight Trump and at every cost, and he's the enemy, and we want to get his poll numbers down. I mean, I get all that. This is one area that if they are smart, they will keep their mouths shut. Or here's a novel idea, maybe agree that criminals who are killing and stealing from American citizens who aren't American citizens shouldn't be in the country. I mean, that's a bipartisan issue. When you see the numbers, even among Democrats, it's a no-brainer. And so, I think if I were advising a Democrat right now, and if they didn't want to agree with the overall approach to this, then they should just go focus on something else because they're not going to win on the issue.